In this video, I am going to discuss about the mechanism of Cannizzaro reaction. So, Cannizzaro reaction is followed by aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen. So, condition for Cannizzaro reaction is aldehyde which does not have alpha hydrogen only follows Cannizzaro reaction. So, in the previous video, we have discussed about aldol condensation. The condition for aldol condensation is aldehyde or ketone with alpha hydrogen follows aldol condensation. Okay. Now here in Cannizzaro reaction, aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen only follow Cannizzaro reaction. Okay. So I give some example for such aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen. C6H5CHO, benzaldehyde, HCHO, formaldehyde, CCl3CHO, trichloroacetaldehyde, or which is also called as chloral, then CS3 thrice CCHO. So these are the example for the compounds which do not have alpha hydrogen, so that generally these compounds can readily undergo Cannizzaro reaction. Like aldol condensation, Cannizzaro reaction also carried out in presence of alkali. Here we use either aqueous or alcoholic alkali. So this reaction occurs in presence of either aqueous alkali or alcoholic alkali also can be used. And in Cannizzaro reaction, the aldehyde what we use undergoes oxidation as well as reduction. The same aldehyde will undergo oxidation and reduction. So what do you call it as auto oxidation reduction? What do you call auto oxidation reduction? Auto oxidation reduction means same compound is undergoing both oxidation as well as reduction reaction, isn't it? Which is also called by a name disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction. So Cannizzaro reaction is an example for a type of redox reaction, what we call it as disproportionation reaction. Okay, right. Now let us see an example for Cannizzaro reaction. Let us see the Cannizzaro reaction which is followed by benzaldehyde. Okay, so benzaldehyde formula C6H5CHO, isn't it? When 2 benzaldehyde, another one C6H5CHO reacts in presence of aqueous alkali, that is 50% NaOH. So I said it is a oxidation redox type of reaction, isn't it? One compound undergoes oxidation, another compound undergoes reduction. So let us assume that the first compound is undergoing reduction, the second one is undergoing oxidation. Okay, so now first one after reduction will give a product of formula C6H5 single bond CH2OH, an alcoholic compound which is called as benzyl alcohol. The name of this compound is what? Benzyl alcohol, because this group is benzyl group and OH, so it is benzyl alcohol. This is a reduced product of benzaldehyde. The other benzaldehyde is undergoing oxidation, isn't it? So you know very well that aldehyde on oxidation will give carboxylic acid. So benzaldehyde on oxidation will give benzoic acid, isn't it? Actually you get this benzoic acid, but see normally we do this reaction in presence of 50% NaOH, isn't it? Once the acid is formed, it will react with the base and will become as salt of that acid. Okay, but now here what will happen is that benzoic acid what we have got will react with sodium hydroxide, will become as sodium benzoate. Okay, that is another product. The product what I have written is nothing but sodium benzoate. Okay, but when benzaldehyde undergoes Cannizzaro reaction, which will result in formation of the product, one is benzyl alcohol, another one is sodium benzoate. Okay, right. So this is a net reaction. Now we are going to discuss about the mechanism of this Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, right. Like aldol condensation, even Cannizzaro reaction also occurs in 3 steps. Okay, right. The step one is nothing but nucleophilic attack. Step 1 is nothing but nucleophilic attack. Now here, so what is happening is the OH minus ion. Here OH minus ion is acting as a nucleophile. OH minus ion, which is formed by the base, acts as a nucleophile, and it goes and attacks the carbonyl carbon of one benzaldehyde and results in formation of an anion. Okay, so now let us see the reaction, nucleophilic attack reaction. Okay, so first I write benzaldehyde of formula C6H5 single bond C H double bond O. Now I have written the carbonyl group as C single bond H double bond O. Okay, right. Now this is the nucleophile OH minus ion, which is formed by the base. Now this nucleophile attacks the carbonyl carbon of benzaldehyde, because nucleophile is electron rich. So that electron rich OH minus can attack the electron deficient carbonyl carbon center. Okay, and it shares the electron, it makes a new bond here. By the time this bond pair, one bond pair moves to oxygen, so it becomes single bond O minus. Okay, right. Now this gives C6H5 single bond CH branch OH single bond O minus. Okay, so this is nothing but a species with a negative charge, so that we call it as anion. Okay, right. So as a result of nucleophilic attack, we are getting an anion from benzaldehyde. Okay, so this is the first step of Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, right. The next step, step 2. The step 2, the anion which is formed in the first step will interact with another benzaldehyde molecule. Okay, first I write the anion of the first step, C6H5 single bond CHO minus, in the branch you have OH, isn't it? That will react with another benzaldehyde molecule. This is another benzaldehyde, C6H5 single bond C branch hydrogen double bond. Okay, right. So now what will happen is, the electron which is present in the oxygen will move between this carbon and oxygen. It is moving between this carbon and oxygen, so that a new bond is created over here. It becomes C double bond O, isn't it? By the time the hydrogen which is bonded in the same carbon will move to the another benzaldehyde molecule with a bond pair. Actually this moves to the another molecule, that is, it moves to the carbonyl carbon of another molecule with a bond pair. Or otherwise we can say that the hydrogen goes to the carbonyl carbon of another benzaldehyde as a hydride ion. Okay, actually when it goes with the bond pair, probably it will move as a hydride ion. Okay, so by the time this bond pair moves to oxygen, so it becomes single bond O minus. Okay, but now this results in formation of the product C6H5 single bond C. This becomes double bond O, isn't it? Then branch OH group. So you are getting an acid. You are getting a carboxylic acid with a benzene ring. What do you call it as? Benzoic acid. The name of this product is what? Benzoic acid. Plus the other one is C6H5 single bond CH. What you have already. Now due to transfer of hydride ion, here one hydrogen is getting attached, isn't it? Then single bond O minus. Okay, this is another product what you are getting. This is nothing but benzyl oxide anion. The name of this substance is what? Benzyl oxide anion. How it is called as benzyl oxide anion? See, this group together is called benzyl group. C6H5CH2 group is nothing but benzyl group, and we have an oxygen with that benzyl oxide with a negative charge, isn't it? So benzyl oxide anion. Okay, right. Now this is the second step. So after completion of second step, we are getting the mixture of benzoic acid and benzyl oxide ion. Okay, now here you can see that one is this first substance is acting as acid, the second substance has the basic nature. Okay, right. Now step 3. Step 3 is very simple. Just a proton transfer occurs between an acid and a base. That is, a proton transfer takes place between acid, benzoic acid, and a base substance, benzyl oxide ion. Okay, so the third step is nothing but transfer of acidic proton. Third step is nothing but what? Transfer of acidic proton. Even for the second step, you can give a heading is nothing but transfer of hydride ion. Second step heading is what? Transfer of hydride ion. Okay. transfer of hydrogen ion from anion to carbonyl carbon of another molecule. Now we are going to discuss about the third step, which is nothing but transfer of an acidic proton, which means transfer of a proton from benzoic acid to benzyl oxide ion. Okay, so that now what I am going to do is I am going to write the product of second step, benzoic acid, C6H5 single bond C branch OH double bond O. Okay, right. The first substance, then second one benzyl oxide ion C6H5. I write it together as CH2O minus. Okay, right. Now what is happening is the H plus from this acid will be transferred to O minus as a proton. Once that hydrogen is transferred as proton, this O, that is this O will get a minus charge, isn't it? So now this results in formation of products C6H5 C double bond O single bond O minus, which is nothing but simply written as C6H5 COO minus. Okay, right. Plus when the H plus ion goes to the other compound, the O minus H plus becomes as OH, isn't it? So gives C6H5 single bond CH2OH. Okay, so which is nothing but benzyl alcohol, a reduced product of benzaldehyde, isn't it? The previous one is nothing but sodium benzoate actually. What is it? Benzoate. Now this benzoate can react with Na and can form sodium benzoate actually. So C6H5 CO minus is nothing but benzoate ion, isn't it? So what will happen is this benzoate ion can react with Na plus or the base, so that it readily gives a sodium salt of benzoic acid with formula C6H5 COONe. Okay, that's another product which what is called as sodium benzoate. Right. So this is what the mechanism of Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, right. Like crossed aldol condensation, in Cannizzaro reaction also we have another type, what you call it as crossed Cannizzaro reaction. So what is crossed Cannizzaro reaction? So if Cannizzaro reaction occurs between two different aldehydes, condition both of them should not have alpha hydrogen, then you can call it as a crossed Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, so it is a reaction between two different aldehydes, both has no alpha hydrogen, okay, right. So just I give an example for that. A reaction between HCHO formaldehyde and C6H5CHO benzaldehyde is an example for crossed Cannizzaro reaction. So like normal simple Cannizzaro, this also occurs in presence of bases like sodium hydroxide, aqueous or alcoholic base. Okay, here we use aqueous base. Right, now the products formed is HCOONa and C6H5 CH2OH. HCONa is nothing but sodium benzoate. Then other product you know very well is nothing but benzyl alcohol, isn't it? Right, now here one point you have to remember, we are using two different aldehydes. One is formaldehyde, another one is benzaldehyde. Now here what will happen is the aliphatic aldehyde is getting oxidized, the aromatic aldehyde is getting reduced. So here which is aliphatic aldehyde? So formaldehyde, isn't it? So that formaldehyde undergoes oxidation. This compound is getting oxidized, whereas this compound is getting reduced. Okay, right? Because generally aliphatic aldehyde can be easily oxidized, because aliphatic aldehydes are more reactive, so that aliphatic aldehyde is getting oxidized easier than the other one. So aliphatic aldehyde is oxidized, so in the sense the aromatic aldehyde only follows reduction reaction. Okay, when formaldehyde is getting oxidized, you may get formic acid, but in presence of a base sodium hydroxide, that will change into sodium formate. Okay, so sodium formate.